Today we're talking about Neuralink opening enrollment for its first human BCI implants and the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative building a massive GPU cluster to cure, prevent, or manage all diseases. First, let's talk about Elon Musk's Neuralink company, purveyors of the experimental N1 brain-computer interface. They announced on Tuesday that it has finally opened enrollment for its first in-human study, dubbed Precise Robotically Implanted Brain-Computer Interface. The announcement comes nearly a year after the company's most recent show-and-tell event, 4 months beyond the time frame Musk had declared the trials would start, and nearly a month after rival Synchron had already beaten them to market. Per the company's announcement, the study aims to evaluate the safety of our implant and surgical robot and assess the initial functionality of our brain-computer interface for enabling people with paralysis to control external devices with their thoughts. As such, the study is looking primarily for those who have quadriplegia due to cervical spinal cord injury or ALS, despite Musk's repeated and unfounded claims that the technology will be useful as vehicle for transhumanistic applications like learning kung fu from an SD card, uploading your consciousness to the web, and controlling various household electronics with your mind. Actually, that last one is a real goal of both the company and the technology. BCIs operate as a bridge between the human mind and machines, converting the analog electrical signals of our brains into digital signals that machines understand. The N1 system from Neuralink leverages a high-fidelity Utah array of hair-thin probes that, unlike Synchron's Stentrode, must be installed via robotic keyhole surgery, performed by Neuralink's sewing machine-like R1 robot surgeon. This array will be fitted onto the patient's motor cortex, where it will record and wirelessly transmit electrical impulses produced by the region to an associated app, which will interpret them into actionable commands for the computer. The initial goal of our BCI is to grant people the ability to control a computer cursor or keyboard using their thoughts alone, the release reads. Neuralink has been working on the system since 2017, one of the first companies in the industry to begin publicly developing a commercial BCI. However, Neuralink's efforts were waylaid last year after the company was credibly accused of causing the needless suffering and death of dozens of animal test subjects, which led to both a USDA investigation on animal cruelty charges and instigated the FDA to deny the company's request to fast-track human trials. The PRIME study is being conducted under the auspices of the investigational device exemption, which the FDA awarded Neuralink this past May. Now time to talk about the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, the philanthropic organization created in 2015 by Priscilla Chan and her husband Mark Zuckerberg, who announced a bold new generative AI initiative today. The group is funding and building a high-end GPU cluster that will use AI to create predictive models of healthy and diseased cells. It hopes they'll help researchers better understand the human body's cells and cellular reactions. The group believes the collection of computers will help it achieve its incredibly lofty goal of helping to cure, prevent, or manage all diseases by the end of this century. Jeff McGregor, CZI Vice President of Communications, emailed a statement to Engadget that said, "Researchers are gathering more data than ever before about the trillions of cells within our bodies, and it's too complex for our brains to grapple with." He lists an example of imaging one cell at nanometer resolution, which would use the same amount of data as 83,000 photos on a smartphone. Sifting through the finer details of a cache of cellular models like that is where generative AI could play a role. The system will use a cluster of over 1,000 GPUs to train AI large language models on human cells. He expects the AI models to draw insights and conclusions beyond even the capabilities of a team of human experts. The group describes the GPU clusters as one of the first to power openly available models of human cells, suggesting the investment could yield dividends for underfunded researchers with bright ideas. Examples of data the models will train on include those integrated into the Chan Zuckerberg Cell by Gene Tool, with its existing database of over 50 million cells, resources from CZ Science Research Institutes, and publicly available datasets. CZI head of science Stephen Quake describes one of the project's goals as creating a virtual biology simulator. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Stephanie Barnes and Malak Saleh and was produced by Spoken Layer. And don't forget to listen to Engadget Today for your tech news with a touch of tranquility tomorrow morning. I'm Imran Sheikh, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.